Guys, I just bought this 2018 Kia Stinger GT twin turbo V6 all-wheel drive from an auto auction. In some of the last videos, we talked about how we're gonna make money this year by buying, selling, flipping, parting out cars. I think I might have got scammed during the bidding process. I'm gonna walk you guys through the story and see what you guys think. All right, boys, so got a little distracted for some stuff on the auction today, and I'm shaking. Like, I'm literally shaking. Like, you should feel my heartbeat right now. Look at the camera.
Yeah, you're going.
Like, so F650, high bid, and then a freaking Kia Stinger GT. Runs, drives, has keys, and the blue book on it right there is that. And then Stinger is at 78. So 2 minutes left. So I'm looking up Stinger parts right now. It looks like it has some undercarriage damage on it. You can see something got hit right there. And then the next picture, you can see the driver airbag is blown.
And the top airbag, look at the curtain airbag. Yeah.
And twin turbo V6, or is that single turbo or twin turbo V6? Twin turbo. But all-wheel drive Stinger, that thing, it would be the daily of, that's a sick daily right there. Those things rip. I drove one at SEMA, like, probably in 2019 when they first came out, and they freaking rip. I just got done bidding $7,700. So the bid increment was about $250, and I bid up to about $8,600 and kind of decided to just kind of wait and watch and see what happens. That's where things got a little sketchy.
So what just happened?
Kia Stinger. Obviously, I wanted to be under 10 on it, just to basically, you know, because you basically have room to like double it. It went up to $11,750 or $11,650 or whatever, because I think it's $100 increments. So I clicked it. I was like, you know what? Like, I think that it could work because I found a rear diff assembly, because undercarriage. So driver airbag, like $400, curtain airbag, couple $100, like the little rocker panel, couple $100, and I think it's probably at least a $20,000 car. I clicked it and bid. I clicked it and bid. My high bid was $11,750, and then what ended up happening is somebody else outbid me. It was at $12,000.
It went to $12,250. It
went to $12,250, and then all of a sudden at the last second, like the bids got pulled, and then it went to me at $11,750. Because I was almost okay. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like that was probably too much. I shouldn't have bid that. Whew, let these guys have it. And then now, but the fee that they charge on top of that is $1,600.
Jesus.
So I thought it was gonna be cheaper. The other one for the 650, my winning bid was $29,500, $400 fee, so $3,300. And that is $11,700 plus $1,600. So now total with both of them, Kia basically is $13,400 now. So almost 14.
Dude, is there a way you can back out of that?
I don't know. So let's look at the lot. Bidding complete. Bid history.
It doesn't even show the higher bids. It was literally at $12,250. $12,250. Like that was what it was at.
Well, I mean, let's decide. Is it worth it? I mean, that's a nice car. Like 10, I'd be stoked. Under 10, like if it got to 12 with all the fees, I'd be like, that kind of sucks. But now like 12 plus the fees at 14 almost that's kind of tough. Now the auction is over and the bid is, I guess, mine for some reason, even though I got outbid. Decided to try and call. Nobody answered the phone. So the next day, me and my brother decided to just head up to the auction because we only had one day to pick up the vehicles and try to talk to the guy and see if we could get this all figured out. Let's go. So I had kind of an issue. I don't know if you would, they said they were gonna call and talk to you. So I won 2 lots there, and I won lot 57 and then lot 62.
What kind of cars were they?
2000 F650, which is, I have the check and everything for that. And then lot...
We don't do checks, cash only here.
Cashier's check, I mean.
Okay.
And then lot 62, which was a 2018 Kia Stinger. And then, so what happened is here, if you want to look at this real quick. So they awarded me, I put in that bid, and then it went up. And then at the last second, it went back down to my bid. So they basically canceled somebody else's bid.
They probably found a fraudulent transaction.
Yeah, and so I just kind of have an issue with that because who knows how many of those fraudulent transactions there were, I guess, bidding that vehicle up. So I would like to cancel that one and then just pay for the other.
Stinger, I cancel the truck too.
Do what?
If you cancel the Stinger, I cancel the truck too.
How come?
Because they're both one together. You can't pick and choose after you want them both.
Well, like I said, I'm not picking and choosing. My issue was with that is that you guys sent me an email. There was obviously another bidder. It went up to like $12,250.
But that was your last final bid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you fully, knowingly accepted that last bid.
But I guess, what if somebody else was in there just bidding it up? You know what I'm saying? Like a fraudulent bidder, like a ghost bidder, essentially.
Yeah.
Like at what point do...
It was that one guy that went in there, and then that's why he kicked them out.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I wish we could rerun it, you know? Because this doesn't really sit right with me that, you know, like I said, who knows if I bid, my other bids was at like 8,600.
I completely understand what you're saying. It's plain and simple. Did you want to buy it for 11.75? You bidded it to 11.75, but you don't want it now.
Well, I would have liked the option. You know, on eBay, like if there's a fraudulent bidder, they message you and say, hey, this guy didn't pay. Now it's up for you. It went to $12,250, and then I had already started looking at other cars. I'm like, cool, that was the max I wanted to go. And then I find out right then at the end that I was watching it. It went down to, it was at $12,250, and then it went back to mine in the last 10 seconds. So to me, it just looked...
Completely understand what you're saying, but if you don't get both, you don't get any. I will not let you take one without the other if you want them both. And that's just me, personal manager here of Bugstone. I'll rerun both.
Yeah. And then they said something like about like the account, that they would like cancel my account if I didn't get them both or something. Is that true?
They flagged you. You no longer get on this company or anybody else's.
I don't know. I mean, what do you think about that?
I mean, it's an auction. I don't know. Even if it was a bidder that backed out and we flagged it, technically you still bid it up to 11,750. So you still knowingly and willingly wanted it. You bet it. You submitted your bet because you weren't fraudulent.
Yeah, I mean, I get that too. I'm just, you know, who would have known if that guy put in that bid and maybe I would have won it for $9,000. You know, that's where I'm at with it, is like, if there was not somebody actually real willing to pay that, then, you know, again, obviously I know I was willing to pay that, but it's just weird that maybe it would have been.
You're saying maybe you could have possibly gotten a better deal
if there wasn't a fraudulent bidder. Is what I'm saying.
I hear you, but you're going off of maybes when you knowingly accepted the bid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you could have gotten it cheaper. I'm not denying it. And I don't know if that last bid was the only one fraudulent or everything else prior was fraudulent too. But I will tell you this: there was a minimum reserve, so I wasn't going to go for anything less than 10.
Yeah.
So at 11.75, it's your call, brother.
Yeah.
So you are going to take both?
Yeah. Not happy about it, but
just FYI, that Stinger is worth about 25.
No, I mean, I know. I was looking at them, but they're, like I said, I just, you know, it is a big risk, buying them anyhow, and it just sucks that, you know, could have got it cheaper. Who would have known?
That's
if,
the biggest thing. Yeah,
like it's saying, like,
yeah,
like
I understand that frustration part. You're like, fuck, I could have gotten it cheaper, you know.
Well, and
I mean, unless we wanted to do something for you, it's a different story, you know, because what we won't, you know, we try to discourage everybody that's bidding, like, get your bid in. Now, if it's something's wrong that wasn't listed, then we'll gladly retract the bid, you know. But otherwise, I mean, the keys, it runs, it drives, you put the bid, it's yours.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second, okay?
So we were not able to come up with an agreement that would allow me to basically cancel this car and drive home the F650, which we also filmed a video for the vlog channel, which will be coming out very shortly or is already up. So if you guys have not checked that out, I didn't want to lose my account. I didn't want to get canceled, banned, because this auction does have a lot of cool stuff that does go for cheap. If you've seen previously, I guess on the vlog channel as well, we bought a Ford Taurus, we got a Dodge Dakota, but we also had a chance at a 2021 Toyota Tacoma that was rolled that went for a reasonable price a couple weeks ago. All of that stuff is on the vlog channel, and that's why I don't want my account to get canceled. But didn't really have a choice. We paid for both the vehicles, got them loaded up, and got it back to the shop. All right, so Stinger is dead. It is full of stuff. Holy crap. We're gonna go ahead and pop the hood and then go get the jump box. All right, so we're gonna power up the Stinger. This thing looks like a brand new car, 48,000 miles on it. Okay, there she is. Well, see if this one drives. Yeah, the front is just completely trashed. It's not even driving good at all. Like, it's like the front tie rod ends are completely messed up. So I guess we'll try to drive it out and get it over by the trailer, or let it run for a minute.
What is that?
I guarantee they're doing some takeover.
Yes, this was a takeover thing, for sure.
Well, the rear tires are completely bald. Oh, look at this.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, buddy.
Got subs.
Oh, we got woofer? Well, we got an amp. I don't know about a
dude.
woofer. No sub. There's the battery's back there, though.
No, they took the sub.
Took them. But hey, all we gotta do is get a sub and boom, boom.
I got 2 in my car.
Oh, let's go grab them. Look at this though. Look at how much room. Like,
Yeah.
if you fold this down, obviously not with the subs, but like, look at that. Now you could plow some stuff. Maybe not as much stuff as the X5.
What is this classified as? It's not a
Sportback?
It's like a
like the
sportback hatch sedan.
like the Honda Cross Tours.
Yeah. The cross tour or whatever, yeah.
Just put this thing up on the lift for the first time, so we're gonna take a look. On the auction, it said it had a broken rear axle, and as you can tell, this one already has a new, like a junkyard axle in it, and it looks like this thing's been doing like drifting. Like, you can see the wheel is cracked, busted, whatever. Looks like some suspension stuff might be bent. For sure this side, I know it's towed in quite a bit. It looks like it, look at that, look at all the rocks. Like, it looks like they drifted off of wherever they were going into like the ditch, and it just like piled like gravel up underneath here. So they said something about the rear, which the rear seems fine. The front, something with the tie rods is kind of what I'm concerned with. So let's see. You can see where it scraped the curb right here, went over the curb.
That ain't bad.
Really, it's not. And then that arm looks bent. Yeah, because this one's perfectly straight. Look at that.
Yep.
So this arm's straight. The other one is just freaking completely bent. So I bet if we do that, the tie rod ends look fine. Look how beefy they are too. And it's an electric power steering rack, so I'm hoping that is all okay. The brakes feel really spongy, so definitely need to do something with that. And then you can see the intercooler right here in the front. There's like a lower radiator support that looks like this actually looks like it got pushed back a little bit. Front bumper doesn't look really bad. Looks like we just need to pull it off, kind of scuff this, respray it. And then obviously under tray stuff. And then right here, this side skirt got some of the damage, and then we might have to, adjust the fender a little bit, play with those gaps a smidge. But, and then a set of wheels, because look at that. These ones are freaking trashed. I guess like you tune them and put intakes on them in like HKS spark plugs, and they make like, I think almost 500 or something, like 450, whatever. And I guess they freaking rip. And I guess you could do like E85 and flex fuel in them pretty easy too.
Really?
Yeah, you just put a JV4 on them, and I guess they rip. I got a buddy that has one of these up in Canada, and he gets like 33 miles a gallon. And his is tuned with intakes on it, and he loves it. So what do you guys think? Obviously, I came home with the car. I didn't want to get canceled. I didn't want to lose my privileges to bid, because I like that auction. They have a lot of stuff, but I just don't feel like, I don't know. I entered into an agreement when I placed that bid to purchase that car, which I feel like my agreement was nullified as soon as somebody else went above my bid, because then whoever else entered into an agreement. So just because they couldn't fulfill their agreement doesn't mean that now it goes back to mine. So it's a weird thing. I wish that, they would have had the choice. They could have said, hey, that buyer didn't pay, or they canceled it. Do you want it for this? in which case I would have been like, yes or no. Maybe I wouldn't have, but I would have at least had the choice. And you know, it is weird because who knows? Obviously, as a buyer, I want as cheap as price as possible. As a seller of an auction, you want as high of a price as possible. So look at it from my standpoint, look at it from their standpoint, look at it from their standpoint. Whereas, you know, obviously if there was a way to get the bids higher and milk the absolute most out of whoever was bidding, again, I think that's it wouldn't have been an issue if I would have ended up with the car at that bid and nobody went above it. But it went above and then it went back down to me. So that's my issue with it. So I'm not sure if we're gonna make a video of the whole process of fixing this thing or not, but the damage does not seem too bad and it seems to run and drive just fine other than some suspension stuff in the front. But let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you watching. See you later.